What's up? How's it going, guys? Hope y'all are doing well. So, in this video today, I want to talk about how I've already talked about this before, but I wanted to add to it and make another video on it. I want to talk about how I've made like actual progress again in terms of my recovery journey from PMO, from pornography and masturbation. How I've sort of been able to gain that momentum back and make like real progress. And I know, like, some of you may be thinking like, holy crap, this guy makes a lot of videos on this topic, like about Nofap. And like I've said before, it's just what I want to do. It's just what I feel inclined to do. I know the world desperately needs this type of message, and as I've said before, this channel is very inspired from if you're familiar with Gabe Dog, this channel is very inspired from what Gabe Dog did, particularly back in the 2017 to 2019 time frame, where he just made like literally hundreds and hundreds of videos about sexual purity, about Nofap. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm very inspired from that, right? From him and what he did on YouTube, even though that YouTube channel doesn't exist anymore. I'm very inspired from that. I have a lot of his old talks. And yeah, I've kind of like gone back to a lot of his old talks that I have like downloaded, and I've listened to them. So I'm very inspired from that. In his addiction recovery journey. But anyways, I mean, that's kind of besides the point. I just want to throw that out there. I mean, a lot of, I'll be completely honest, a big aspect of what it's been, me start like making real progress again, is just cutting off certain things, like just straight up fleeing, just like the Bible says, straight up fleeing sexual immorality, straight up fleeing from it, running away from it. Like, for example, Facebook is a social media platform that I've used in my life quite a bit that has been a cause of downfall for me multiple times, several times, where, I came across something that was like triggering on Facebook, like softcore porn, right? And, I ended up relapsing. I ended up just straight up giving into that stuff and that's happened a few times before with me using Facebook. And it could be similar with like Instagram, And so, like about a month ago or so, I decided to just deactivate my Facebook account. That way I can't even use it. The only thing I can use with my Facebook is my Messenger. So I can still like excuse me. I can still like message my wife on Messenger. I can still like contact people on Messenger, but I can't have access to actually using Facebook itself. So that's kind of something I recommend if you're using Facebook, and it can be like a cause of like a downfall. If it can be a downfall for you when it comes to relapsing or peaking, just deactivate it. Or it could be like with Instagram, like just deactivate your Facebook, deactivate your Instagram. Like, if it's something that's really holding you back, just get rid of it. Even if it means you're not using that social media platform literally for the rest of your life. If it means it's legitimately helping you to live a life free from pornography and living a life free from masturbation, that is so worth it. Yeah, just like cutting off, that's been a big aspect of me making progress, is cutting off the main things that have led me to being triggered or led me to being tempted. And then not only that, but as I've talked about before in my previous videos a lot, just my own understanding of the truth. Like, if I were to give in to that temptation, there'd just be so many negative consequences to that. Like, it wouldn't be worth it, you know? So many negative consequences, you know? Low energy, brain fog, anxiety, depression, low confidence, awkwardness. Like, who wants that? Like, why would you want to be an average Joe Schmo, you know, just all like awkward and, you know, weird creep energy? Like, especially if you're in a committed relationship like myself, like, that's just gonna ruin your family, your relationship, you know? Like, why would you want that? And I talked about how PMO in reality is 1% pleasure and it's 99% pain. The majority of what pornography and masturbation is pain and misfortune. That's what it is in reality, you know? You have to look at the big picture. You know? But yeah, I mean, that's really about all I want to say, you know? Like, just cut off the triggers, cut off the things that make you feel weak, the things that make you fail, you know? Cut off the temptations, and then just strengthen your understanding, increase your understanding of the truth, you know? And if you can do those two things, and if you can just make certain sacrifices, put yourself in the right environment, be in a good environment for a clean and sober life, you know, clean up your living space, organize things, do whatever it is you can, whatever you need to do. That will put you in a successful winning situation. It's like a game of strategy, you know? You just got to put yourself in a winning situation to where the type of life to where you don't give in to pornography use. Like, it's the type of lifestyle that doesn't include pornography. It's a pornography-free lifestyle. So it's all about figuring out, how do I live the pornography-free lifestyle? You know, just ask yourself that question. And if you go to God in prayer, seek guidance, you'll receive the guidance and the support and the resources that you need, you know? I'm at day 28 now. Day 28 of Nofap. And so I'm, you know, starting to make actual real progress. So it feels more valid for me to share some real thoughts and advice on this now. Not that... Anyways, I mean, that's all I want to say, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in my video. If anybody's new to my channel, if you'd like to subscribe, I'll keep on making videos like this, and about the gospel of Jesus Christ. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Catch y'all in the next one.